Hi guys, Luca here from Sabre Airsoft with something a little bit special. Some of you may already recognize this, and I'm going to try and not put it in the title as well, so it's a bit more of a mystery. But this is a very, very, very rare bit of kit. If you don't know what this is, I am going to tell you, don't worry. But I'll just for a moment say that this is almost as old as I am. This came out in 1990. I was born in 1989. This came out somewhere around 1990. Long out of production. These predate, I believe they predate AEGs. They might not. I could be wrong on that. But certainly these were the first HPA systems. They don't use a poppet valve like a lot of HPA engines do these days. Instead, they use what was called a ball valve. And I'm not going to take it apart to show you because this is that rare. And the owner has very kindly let me do a video on it. Although one of the stipulations originally was you're not allowed to shoot it until I've shot it, or at least with me there. That's already happened. I'm not going to shoot it today because I need to save the air that I've got for OP Nemesis. But this is made by a company called Asahi over in Japan. And this uses a ball valve system. What that means is the BB sits against an O-ring, and then the pressure builds up behind it until it's sufficient to get it past that that O-ring and then down the barrel. That's a very unique system in itself, and it has no hop-up. I don't think hop-ups even existed at the time. This one was great. This isn't the long barrel version of the M60. This is the one with the shorter barrel version, so this didn't have a hop-up. The longer barrel version, which came after, did have a hop-up system of sorts, and in fact, as far as I can been able to tell, it's one of the most regarded hop systems ever created, and it's never been recreated. And in fact, that is considered the best M60 that was ever released. This, I think, comes in a close second. It's absolutely insane, this thing. It's got a safety, and that's it. It's got a safety, and when you have no ammo, you can't dry fire this. Well, you technically can, but when you have no ammo in there, it just sounds like it's sending air down the barrel, because that's all it's doing. It's just air goes straight through, in there, out there. So when the person who was selling this was testing it, I can only assume that they dry fired it, heard it just sending air down the barrel, and assumed it was broken. Because the person who's let me do this video got it for 25 quid. This is worth over £1,000, and he got it for 25 quid. That's insane. All we had to do was stick on a quick detach fitting, and it's good to go. That simple. It doesn't have a box mag because they didn't have them. The way this works is by putting this lever at the back, lifting the top, and then you have what is essentially a hopper, like you would find in a paintball gun, just a hopper that's gravity fed, or in some older high cap P90s, for example. And then what you do is you pull the charging handle back, and when it gets to this point, it opens up the chamber inside. That allows about 25 to 30 BBs to go into here, and then you let it go. They all go into the chamber. If you do that twice, you can get about 60 rounds in the magazine. If you consider this the hopper and the magazine to be in here, then you can get about 60 rounds in this per trigger pull. And I do have some footage of this being shot, and I'll put that on the screen for you now. As you can see, you do have to cock it quite frequently. I liken it to as if you were getting a jam or a misfeed or something like that in the real thing, where you'd have to rack it several times. That's what I consider it to be like. Now, the owner has had this part when they first got it, and I am refusing to go inside it because it's just, if I break this, I can't replace it. It's just that rare. And it's going to be at OP Nemesis. So anyone who's going to OP Nemesis, you might see this there. And we are going to get an actual, hopefully, an actual carry handle for the M60 for it. and it's got no range. Absolutely bugger all range. You have to arc it in order to hit anything. It sounds great, and it does have a bit of recoil. What happens is the barrel gets pushed back onto the BB in the magazine, and that's how it creates the air seal. Then it shoots. So it does have a reciprocating barrel, which was also tapered, so it's wider at the start and then gets narrower at the end, which is another interesting thing. I wish I could get inside it, but again, because of the impossibility of replacing parts, I'm not even going to risk it. That's it for this video, guys. It's a nice and quick one. It's a bit of an interesting bit of kit that I just so happened to have a friend who owned one. And if you know more about these, feel free to comment down below, so you can tell everyone everything you know, because this is Airsoft history right here. Anyway, that's it. Catch you on the next one.